Why don't we talk about some turtles, dude?
I'm ready to talk about some turtles, especially the Teenage Mutant Ninja kind.
Yeah, especially me turtle heading out of my ass right now from drinking this coffee. You know what we need? We need to build in toilets to our seats, dude, so that when I have to take a shit, I could just open up like a little slit on my pants and just take a duke down in there, and it's gonna go all the way down past the theater into the fucking sewage pipes below.
Listen, dude, we've been friends for over 10 years at this point. That might have been the worst idea you have ever had, and also one of the grossest.
Building toilets into our seats?
You're gonna poop right in front of me.
Yeah, dude, you're not gonna see anything.
I'll see your face. And that's all I need to know is I'll be seeing your face. That's enough.
Listen, dude, sorry, you'll smell it too.
I'm sure I will. I'm right here with you in the room.
Yeah, that's all right. Anyway,
Well, speaking of sewage, we're going to be talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ladies and gentlemen, they're getting a new retro beat 'em up game. If you are a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then you know Turtles in Time and the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game. Personally, I played it at Chuck E. Cheese when I was a very young lad.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep, and every time you would die, you have to put some quarters in or the tokens. I would play that at birthday parties instead of playing all the ticket games because I was like, this is the most fun game here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the game that's coming out is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It is developed by Montreal-based Tribute Games. And this is the thing that I think is most interesting about this. Two of the founders of the studio are Jonathan Levine and Justin Sear, who previously worked on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and TMNT, the acclaimed 2007 brawler for Game Boy Advance at Ubisoft.
So I was just gonna say those names sound extremely familiar. All of which, by the way, I did not know anything really. I watched the trailer, so Brett's blowing my mind right now. But yeah, those names sounded extremely familiar to me.
Yeah, and then some of the other games they've worked on, Josh, are Panzer Paladin, Flint Hook, which I know you're familiar with Flint Hook. It's a classic indie game. Wizorb, and a game that you and I have actually played, Mercenary Kings.
Oh shit!
It was a PlayStation Plus game a while ago.
Yeah.
So the publisher is Dotemu, and they've also leaned heavily into classic game nostalgia with retro remakes and sequels such as Streets of Rage 4, Windjammers 2, and Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap.
Makes a lot of sense.
So we're getting like a developer and a publisher that both know what they're doing, it seems.
Yeah.
Including, the developer who's worked on a TMNT game before, and they've worked on a critically acclaimed brawler, Scott Pilgrim, right?
Right.
So the game looks exactly like Turtles in Time, but like a little bit more modernized, but it's that same old school 8-bit, 16-bit looking game, right?
Right.
I think 16-bit would be the better way. So let me give you a little bit of the story here, Josh. I don't know how much of a TMNT fan you are, but you might recognize some of the names here.
Okay.
So, with Bebop and Rocksteady amassing gizmos to support Krang and Shredder's latest scheme, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge finds the Turtles battling through a breathless tour of iconic TMNT locations to thwart their nemesis's... nemesis is an awful word. To thwart their nemesis's most diabolical plan yet. Armed with shell-shocking new abilities built on a foundation of classic brawling mechanics, the gang are in for an exhilarating Foot Clan stomping romp, leading them through the sewers.
What?
The Foot Clan, that's the ninjas that they fight.
Dude, I thought, okay.
There's some foot fetish thing going on here?
Yeah, dude. Well, I thought, dude, okay. Just continue.
The Foot Clan stomping romp, leading them through the sewers and bustling boroughs of New York City, all the way to Dimension X.
Chemical X.
So the game is coming to consoles. They didn't say which consoles it's coming to. They just said coming to consoles and PC.
Yeah. Hopefully Switch.
Most definitely Switch. Scott Pilgrim just came to Switch, so I you would assume it's coming. So Josh, obviously I'm very excited for this.
Yeah.
As a fan of the original. When you watched the trailer, what did you think?
I think it looks fine. To be honest, I'm really not a fan of beat 'em ups. They don't really interest me. And I know there's a lot of really excellent games, including Streets of Rage 4, including Scott Pilgrim, which, I've actually, that's what I forgot to mention at the top of the show, is I've been playing that on my Switch too.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, yeah, I think it's great. It's just not for me. They don't hold my interest, but I think it looks cool. And from a nostalgia point, I think that's the big seller here, right? Especially for people like you. So I never played Turtles in Time. I know of Turtles in Time, obviously, but I've never actually played it. And as far as being ingrained or like knowing a lot about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I really only watched the one cartoon when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. And even that, like, I wasn't like super gung ho about. It was just something that I watched. So, but I think it's cool, especially people like you, people like Christian, um, from Say Before Quitting podcast again,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's cool. I think it looks good. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people, and I hope it's great. But for me, not for me.
No, I got you. That makes sense. I do want to point out, like, the animation in the trailer was phenomenal. Before they even got to the gameplay, I was like, "Oh shit, what is this? Like, this looks really awesome." And
Yeah,
then they got to the gameplay, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we're getting that." So
yeah.
I just want to say shout out to them for making really cool animation as well. And then I kind of want to twist this topic a little bit because we talked about the game. Usually we don't like make a whole topic about just a game announcement. So I wanted to ask a question to you, Josh. What other classic games would thrive in today's market with a stylistic revival like this? And I have some examples. So Sonic Mania did this. They had a franchise like Sonic that had a really popular gameplay style and style in general. They moved on from that, went more modern and 3D, and then recently they've gone back to that old style, and it worked. But then you have games like Ghosts and Goblins and Battletoads more recently that have done the same thing, but they've kept the modern. They tried to make it more modern looking, but it was the same
Right.
style of game. Clearly not as big of a hit as Sonic Mania. So, do you think that the classic look of this TMNT game is why it might succeed, or what do you think? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think there's like two camps with that, both of which I'm not in either of them. I think one is that people want a classic look. I think they want new content, but displayed in a way that reminds them of playing the originals. And I think there's another camp of people that want the same gameplay type feel, but more modern graphics updated.
Gotcha.
For me, I think there's merit to both. I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel, they could go either way. But to specifically answer your question about games that would benefit from this or that we would like to see, right? Is that kind of what you're asking?
I guess, yeah. Is there any that you think you would like to see?
That's hard, man. There's a lot. I think one would be like, let's get away from, oh, see, now I'm going to put myself in one of the camps.
Do
I'm a
it.
hypocrite, folks. Like, I would love to see like new, like Spyro, Jack and Daxter, and Crash games with like maybe a little bit more updated graphics, but not in the way that they are now.
Not Crash
If
4.
that, no, which it's cool, but like something a little bit more retro looking, but with more modern gameplay mechanics.
Gotcha. So almost like in the same engine, but maybe not as glitchy or buggy.
Yeah,
Or like,
maybe not quite as many polygons, but
yeah.
So I don't know, like things like that. I think about. I also think like about the original Tomb Raider games a lot before like the 3D trilogy stuff or like the new stuff, but like back in the day where it was like just puzzle solving, and not really platforming, but kind of platforming light. Like so some of that would be cool. And then I also think about some of the original, the way that the story modes and stuff like that were structured in like Mortal Kombat and Tekken and things like that. Video get like fighting games and stuff like that. I feel like have tried to just outdo themselves on like how they structure their stories, right, or their single player stuff. Where it's like, dude, I think about back to like Mortal Kombat, like Deadly Alliance and stuff like that, where it was like the crypt and just like straight up like this is the single player, but it's just arcade mode. almost like a boss rush type thing.
Yeah.
I don't need a story. I don't need any of that. Give me a slick fucking tower
Arcade
like progression system. Yeah, and I think a lot of games like that have moved away from it. And I think now if you did that, it would be very popular.
Yeah, for sure. I have another example here. I think it falls into the more, same style but more modern graphics, in a way. So
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters, that game took the classic Dragon Ball fighting game style from Budokai, and well, not even just the classic Dragon Ball Z fighting game style, 2D side to side fighting game.
Right.
When all the other Dragon Ball Z games at the time are doing 3D, fly around, crazy shit.
Like yeah.
So that's another example there. But yeah, I think those are good examples that you pose there, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Shredder's Revenge and how it plays. And you know what, Josh? It is 4-player co-op at the same time. I'm going to make you play, I'm sure.
It's gonna make me play, folks. I mean, I don't have a problem playing. I just, again, it's different if it's co-op. I
can see it being boring. Like a game like that is kind of boring when you're by yourself.
I'm just not into beat 'em ups, really. I give my Scott Pilgrim example again, which is relevant since it's going to be the same people.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a great, solid game.
Yeah.
I can only play it for about 20 minutes and I'm bored.
Yeah. Well, because there's more of there's like a thing where you and your buddies are playing, everyone else dies, you're the last one, and it's like, oh, come on, you got this, come on. And it makes it a little bit more enticing, a little more fun. Throwing enemies into the air, comboing with each other. When you're playing by yourself, It's just a bunch of enemies. You're doing the same move over and over again, and you kill a guy, and then, you know what I mean? I see what you mean, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make you play this one.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Bret really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.